All aboard the Elvis train! We're going to be doing an unseen interview from March 22nd, 1960. Fontainebleau Hotel. Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, wow. Is this... They got badges. That is... Wait. Okay, can we roll this back? Because there's quite a lot to analyze here. Right, so this has got to be outside the hotel, right? And there's police, there's armed people, there's like... Oh my god, it is like... I think they're all women. I think they're all bloody women, you know. I think. And they got badges with him on? They got badges with him on. That is just so cool. I want a badge. I want a badge. Where's my badge with Elvis's face on it, huh? I have no clue what they're saying. But all of these ladies, they're probably 1960. Say if they was like 17, 18 there. In 1960, that means they was born in, what? Well, 1960, 50, 40. Born in 1940 something. At a guess, 45. That put them square in their 80s. Late 70, no. Yeah, they'd be in their 80s. So all the women you see in this film are very likely in their 80s plus, but very much plus. We're gonna say 80s and even 90s, which is quite insane if you think about it that way. Wow. Well, they look at me. There's always that one friend, isn't there? And she has to come and invade. It's called photo bombing these days. Right, you watch her. She's like... Oh, I love that. I love that. Even back then, you lot invented the blooming photo bomb in 19 blooming whatever. Oh, they're all waving now. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love the dresses and stuff. You know, they had like a real good fashion sense back then. In my opinion, I think that 50s and 60s fashion is freaking right on. You know, that you had bloomin' fashion back then. Today, you walk down the street, there's no fashion at all. It's like we've lost fashion. Fashion's gone for some weird reason. Anyways, oh my gosh, there's loads of them. And they are really all women. Well, at least from what I can see, the front row is just woman orientated. Oh, here he is! It's the Elvis! Woo!
Elvis, if you don't mind, on behalf of the teenagers of Miami, we would like to welcome you to Miami. I know you had kind of a rough time getting in this afternoon.
Oh.
Yes, is it that way just about every place you go?
Well,
I imagine it is.
That's a pretty hard question to answer because anything I can tell you, I mean, if I say yes, it sounds like I'm bragging. If I say no, I'm lying.
But still, I think probably...
Yeah, he's got... He knows! He always has trouble getting into places because he gets mobbed by all the women. He knows that. The smile on his face tells you that.
I imagine it is.
That's a pretty hard question to answer because anything I can tell you, I mean, if I say yes, it sounds like I'm bragging. If I say no, I'm lying.
He's a very, very humble guy. Flip. They want you, Elvis! Heck! Everybody who watches you now probably wants you as well.
Still, I think probably a lot of the kids don't understand the problems of somebody arriving like that, and I think it was handled very well, and I know that you're sorry that you weren't able to spend some time with them at that time. You had other commitments.
Yes, sir, that's true. I'd like to apologize about that, but we had a certain time to be at the hotel. And if we had gotten off the train, it would have taken me a long time to get
You had a
there.
chance to spend a little time in Memphis before you came down, too. How'd things go up there? Is that where you got those few bruises?
That's where I got my...
How'd that happen?
It's a skating rink, see. We play football, believe it or not, on roller skates.
Roller skates?
And
That's a fast game.
I was stupid enough to do that about 4 nights ago. And I say stupid in the fact that I could have broken an arm or leg or something like that.
How does Colonel Tom feel about that?
He didn't know about it.
Oh, I see. That's the way it happened.
But we play football, roller skates, and the idea is to knock the other person down. And
You do this right in the skating rink.
yes, sir.
What are your plans now?
So roller skates on the ice rink, roller rink, sorry, not ice rink, roller rink, and they got like football, like pigskin, like American football, right? And they're just throwing it around on roller skates. And he fell over and he bruised his perfect face. You cannot bruise the perfect face of the king, you know? You just can't do that, Elvis. You've got to be more careful with that perfect face. And especially if you broke an arm or a leg, as he said,
I could have broken an arm or leg or something like that. And been bad for
How does Colonel Tom feel about that?
He didn't know about it.
Oh, I see. That's the way it happened.
But we play football, roller skates, and the idea is to knock the other person down. And
You do this right in the skating rink.
yes, sir.
Wow.
What are your plans now for a movie?
And you do that right in the skating rink. Wow. So he wasn't afraid of a little bit of rough and tumble, basically. It's like he was very hands-on kind of guy, you know. Heck, I'm going to go out and have some fun. You know, that's I love that. I love that. I didn't actually know that he was that kind of type of guy. I had no clue. This is why I love watching these interviews, because you see a glimpse into him and not just his music, because from my perspective, right, I've listened to absolutely every single song from 1953 up to 1961, and I'm a little bit through 62, right? So I would say, personally, I know quite a lot about, all them songs, and up to that point. But my knowledge doesn't go out to like, it stops there. It's like, I might know his voice, I might know the songs, I might know a little bit of the history of the songs, thanks to a certain person. Sammy, you know who you are. But I'm going to have to say, I know little to nothing about the actual man himself. I mean, I've seen the films. I've seen other interviews, but it's like, I don't know him. It's hard to explain, but I don't know him.
See you real soon.
Well, after I leave here, I'll go back home for a couple of weeks, and then I go to the West Coast for a picture with Mr. Wallace called G.I. Blues.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get you back in uniform.
It's a story strange enough about the Army, and
You haven't really had much of a chance to get back to work yet, but how does it feel to be back in the swing of things?
So this was before G.I. Blues. Right, okay, that's quite interesting. So he's got a couple of weeks and then he's going to be filming for it in 1960. So it was quite a fast turnaround. Holy crud, that is so fast, isn't it? I mean, he only had months to actually make these films. It's like he must have been worked to like almost insanity, mustn't he? I mean, some people these days, they got like a 8 month, 6 month, 8 month, half a year, you know, to actually make a film, you know, so the actor will go out and they'll have half a year, right? But this, to actually be pushed, it sounds like it was a very fast turnaround on these films. Very, very fast.
well, after I leave here, I'll go back home for a couple of weeks, and then I go to the West Coast for a picture with Mr. Wallace called G.I. Blues.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get you back in uniform.
It's a story strange enough about the Army, and
You haven't really had much of a chance to get back to work yet, but how does it feel to be back in the swing of things? Does it feel good to be out and be back in civilian life?
It certainly does. It's pretty hard to get back adjusted to things, you see, because being in the Army for 2 years, can't get away from all of it. It's quite a change.
What about now that you're out? Do you have any plans for marriage or anything of that type?
I have no plans for marriage.
Nothing at all, so you're still very much available.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis, thanks very much.
I'll put it
Very much. Thanks. Good luck to you in the future.
Thank you very much.
I just love it when these interviewers ask him that. It's like, oh, you're open then, you're single. And he's like, yeah, I'm single. Who wants me? But it's the shyness coming through. I'm starting to see that more and more often as I see more interviews, that he is definitely shy. It's like you can, 100%. It's like the first time I saw this was when I was watching an interview from Blue Hawaii around that sort of time when he was filming that, right? And they asked him a very similar question to that, like basically, have you got a girlfriend or whatever, right? And he goes real shy, he stops talking for a second and he loses his words. It's like, that is just so adorable. It's just so adorable, and it humanizes him, and I love that for that. Even though he's not human. I still think that he's definitely not human. I don't know what he is. I ain't decided what he is yet, but he's not human. No one can sing that good to be human.